should read the sign. Day use only, no camping. Well, that ruins our plans. This looks civilized.
A little bit, yeah. Or no, they're probably just tourists. More YouTubers.
More YouTubers, great. How you doing? Everybody shut up, all my friends. We gotta explore the abandoned buildings where the store is. So all these artistic sculptures. They look cool. Wind's being a real pervert. Just wants to rip my shirt off. See all my muscles. Again.
Repeat after me. So,
I had it.
No. Okay.
1911 was when the mine abandoned. So here's the car we used this car to get here. And unfortunately, it's not looking too great now. And we locked the keys in the car too. So there was a real desire for gold out here. That was the main reason for coming down into this area. Everything was left abandoned in 1916. Basically in 1911 the mine shut down and it gradually died off until 1916. But this town pretty much sprung up overnight. And it did not last too long. No safes or something. So they built banks, saloons, all sorts of houses, of course. There's a real growing community here. Think of about 2,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, after the mines would close in 1911, the population would gradually die off and it would be completely deserted by 1916. Left for us today as it is. I thought I saw something. I did. That way. There's a ruin. You see it? What is it? A mirage? Okay, entering into snake territory now. We're off the beaten path, like usual. This coil of wood really looks like a snake from the distance. I'm heading to this ruin. The wind is brutal. Maybe an old can for sardines or something, I don't know. See the wood in here. They built a wooden frame, stacked these rocks up with this mortar in here. Looks like they just mix up a bunch of little stones. And then they would coat the outside this. Kind of curious what's in this toolbox. Oh, I think it's like a geocache. Great. That would be my guess anyway. An old crush pin.
How was it?
Got bit by a snake 3 times. Okay, to the next town, part of the town.
Okay, I'm gonna keep recording, so be entertaining
Okay.
for your fans. Tell us a joke.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna tow my car away?
Definitely, yeah. So this is the concrete schoolhouse that was built in 1907. The original schoolhouse of Rhyolite was a wooden structure. It was real small, and at a certain point, there ended up being 225 students enrolled with just one teacher. So it was very impractical. They would eventually build this one to house all the students. Of course, by 1911, when the mines closed, it eventually be abandoned, as well as the rest of the buildings in this town. You can see the old frame of the stairs that would lead up to this next portion. I think the building was 2 floors tall, maybe more, I guess. Now, I think these foundations are weak. That's why they don't want you going in there. I believe there's a basement floor down here that you could potentially fall through. I don't understand the big can dump piles everywhere. I don't get it. So these here are the foundations of the Miners Union Hall. The building burnt down at one point in 1909. They rebuilt it here. Just the foundations remain today. So this is the Porter Brothers Storehouse. Check out that, the original sign, 1906. This here was the Overbury Building. It housed several businesses, including a stock brokerage firm, First National Bank of Rhyolite, a dentist, and attorney's office. So John Overbury was driven down here from Goldfield, which is one of the towns we'll visit here soon. He constructed this building during, the times everybody is wanting to get out here. Everyone is prospecting, and the town is growing pretty wealthy pretty quickly. So a lot of businessmen are wanting to get out here as well. So he set up this place. It was 3 stories tall. Originally intended to be 2 stories tall, but as the other buildings were growing, John Overbury wanted to keep up with them, so built his 3 high as well. Of course, not much of it remains today. Not even the first floor. Just this small compartment. This would have been the post office here at the very bottom. It would have had electricity, plumbing, all the needs of a modern building. There's the spectacle of this town. I'm not convinced snakes exist anymore. I haven't seen one.
I see them at the
Okay. Well, yeah, those are probably robots. Animatronics. Teddy bears, they just get brutalized out here. This is the train depot here. For a short while, just before World War II, they would run a casino here. You can still see the casino sign. But of course, just like beforehand, it would eventually, the population would die down here, it would close. A little while later in the 1960s, it would become a gift shop, and then it would close once more. So this was the jailhouse here. We're getting down to the last few buildings. You can see the original door is still intact. It said "stay out," someone wrote that. Apparently there wasn't a whole lot of crime, but some disputes did happen. There were a couple gunfights here and there. And then there's another door here. And I think it's welded shut. There's no real way to enter, I don't think. So I think this was the main street here, and then back here, I believe, is where we are. It's actually surprisingly really cold already. And I'm not even far in. I made it. That was the Rhyolite ghost town. That's my signature.